Hello, it's February 10th, and I'm going to tell you about the main military news in Ukraine. Kharkiv city attacked by Shahidis. 14 residential buildings are burning, 50 Kharkiv residents evacuated. Mayor Shahidis attacked a gas station. The fire covers 3,700 square meters. Russians killed 3 children in Kharkiv, including an infant OVA. A total of 7 people were killed in the attack. Americans laugh at Putin's interview with Carlson NYT. They were amazed at the length of Putin's monologue on Russian history. During a history lecture, he was unable to deliver a message of peace on the Kremlin's terms to Republicans during an interview with Carlson because it simply got lost. NYT. The message of peace was aimed at the American right and Republicans in Congress to undermine funding for Ukraine. But the day after the interview it was lost in the confusion. A lecture on history from the Rurik dynasty to the Golden Horde dominated online comments. Experts and Putin's allies wondered why he paid little attention to anti-LGBT and other liberal values that are closer to Trump's supporters. There was a feeling that the Russian president had missed his chance to convince a deal that would have cemented Russia's control over the occupied territories. NATO is preparing for a decades-long hot war with Russia, Stoltenberg says. The Secretary General emphasized that the probability of an attack is very high. The alliance should switch to emergency production of weapons as in a state of war and immediately support Ukraine. There is evidence that Starlinks are used by the occupiers. Ukrainian intelligence managed to capture them from a drone. Putin is not going to negotiate until at least November. New York Times. Key from the article. Russia's president hopes that Trump will return to power in November, after the election, and offer him more favorable terms. The U.S. isn't going to pressure Zelensky about negotiations. The main obstacle to a truce is the unwillingness of Ukrainian society to compromise with the invader. The best the Ukrainian armed forces can hope for in 2024, especially without increased Western aid, is to defend their current positions. Not subject to electronic warfare, Russians have been spotted with smart drones, with machine vision flash. For the first time, such a drone was spotted in the Kherson sector about 3 weeks ago. The main advantage of such drones is that they bypass electronic warfare equipment. There is a real hell near Novomykhailovka, Donetsk region. Our military officer reports that 17 enemy-corrected aerial bombs flew to them in an hour. Russian troops have entered Novomykhailovka and occupied up to 15% of the village. Bild reported. It is located to the south of Mariinka, which the SMRF took about 1.5 months ago. That was all the main military news from Ukraine. Thank you for watching this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with the latest military news from Ukraine. Goodbye.